morning. I'm Carlos Villanueva, and my capstone project is lab virtualization at the Danila Library. Virtualization allows us to simplify the deployment of our hardware and our software. Instead of housing 10 individual servers, we can house all of them in one server, running multiple environments. As this graphic shows, we have 3 Windows environments and 1 Linux environment separated, but with virtualization, we're able to group them into one server. The problem we currently face is that there's no way to efficiently manage our 70 workstations. Our management and our maintenance is very time consuming. So we spend about 20 minutes per workstation just doing the most basic of things, such as updating the registry or just reinstalling an application. We currently run deep freeze, which is supposed to maintain the integrity of our image across all of the machines, but unfortunately, we cannot guarantee it 100%. There's occasionally some machines that update on their own and settings get tweaked for some odd reason. So to do big work, such as new images or updating applications, we can only do it at certain times of the year, such as during the summer or during the winter. Our solution is to centralize and virtualize our environment and manage one operating system with different application load sets. So for example, a student from the business department could come in and use their applications, or the computer science student can use those certain applications also. One solution is on-demand desktop streaming, which is built by Dell and Citrix. It will allow us to remove the hard drive from the machines and just stream all the data across the network. The advantage to doing this instead of doing thin clients is that all the processing is done locally on the machine. There's no processing done on the server for that machine. Our goals are to create a virtualized lab with low-cost equipment, using the centralized system with the server client model. We simplify our management and provide greater efficiency for maintenance. Our ability to remotely administer the system, understand the network requirements for the system, conform to network security policies, and authentication with network or with Active Directory. And we also want to maintain our personalized profiles for our users, which are currently being used through Windows Active Directory. My deliverables will be a manual, which will explain how to set up, how to find the right hardware, what are the requirements for all the hardware in the network, and also configuration and how are we going to manage our applications with limited licenses. That's one of the things we're looking into. We don't really know how that's going to work at the moment. The simple timeline is this semester was just for planning, figuring out what we're going to do, how it's going to work. Over the summer, I'm going to work on implementing the actual environment and documenting everything. In fall 2010, I expect to begin testing with our staff and with our students and deploy the prototype. And I will assemble the manual and do my capstone presentation. And this is a little more detailed timeline. Thank you.
Question or comment? Who's the default critique? Let me see. Anyone? Eric?
I think of the presentations that I've heard, I think this was your best delivery.
Jessica?
You did well and you spoke at an even pace. Maybe speak up a little bit more, just because you're kind of quieter. And maybe some pictures or something, just because they kind of look like the same thing on each page. So maybe just, I don't know if there's any examples you can show of what the problem is or of how you're going to fix it or something.
So, Carlos, my question is that do you, in your proposal, if this is done by a professional staff member, what's the total amount of hours or dollar for the software hardware to complete this project?
There is one deployment on campus I spoke to the guy that set it up, and he said he's willing to let me test it out on his system. So I can create a prototype and create an image and do all of that, and basically stream our image to the library from the data center on campus. So we don't exactly have to deploy our own.
Okay. You have seen, so that technology has been working in Naval Postgraduate School for a while, and it seems to be working fine. How many streaming, how many desktop it has to take care of this on the server?
He's running about 30 workstations.
And a few complaints. It's working okay.
It's running better than some of the other solutions that are on campus at the moment.
That's pretty good.
So by using his environment, we can test it out. Because there's also whether we're going to house the server in the library or whether we're going to keep it in the data center. Since they're right in pretty much above the server farm, we can actually test that.
Okay, that's interesting. I think a lot of small company, but maybe large company also are looking at this. So this expertise will help you to land a good job. I think that more and more people are trying to do things like this. Very good. Thank you, Carlos.